In my years as a mountain guide, I've traveled to some pretty exotic locations. But New York City? This urban wilderness is about as wild as it gets. What we'll be doing on this episode, most New Yorkers couldn't even imagine. 100 years ago, a forest of masts crowded the Manhattan shoreline. But eventually the masts were dwarfed by skyscrapers, and most of the major shipping moved across the river to New Jersey. By the 1970s, the waters around Manhattan were considered a polluted wasteland. Till recently, that's the image that most people still had. After massive cleanup efforts, the water quality is vastly improved, and there's a renewed interest in the waterfront as a recreational area. In fact, a few groups each year do the trip we'll be doing today, paddling all the way around Manhattan Island. Joining me on this trip will be Eric Stiller. Eric started kayaking as a child and has been leading kayaking trips around Manhattan for almost 15 years. Apparently all that circumnavigating got in his blood, because in 1992, he and a partner set out on a slightly longer trip, paddling 4,000 miles halfway around Australia. Since his return to Manhattan, he's made his love his vocation, sharing with New Yorkers his unique vision of the island. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Pete, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You made it.
What do you got going here?
That's my kayak.
You're kidding.
Nah, not kidding.
Well, how long is it going to take to put this thing together?
Well, it usually takes me about 45 minutes. With your help, probably about an hour.
You could be right.
Yeah. Let's warm up with your boat first.
How long have you guys finished yet?
Just finished her out.
How long did it take us, Eric?
About 58 minutes, just under an hour.
That's not bad.
That's
Two
pretty
boats.
good. Pretty darn good.
Look at the difference in these two. When you set them next to each other, it really becomes apparent. This one has such long, sleek lines.
Yeah, it's a classic West Greenland Eskimo hunting shape. Longer water line, pretty darn fast. Another thing, smaller cockpit. Gives you this bracing inside here, which really connects you with the boat. But I think you're gonna really like this one. It's got a roomier cockpit. It's gonna give room for those big legs of yours. Another thing, it's got these air tubes that go laterally both sides of the boat, and it creates a sponson effect.
What does that do?
Well, what that does is when you lean this up on its side, it gives you all this extra stability, second or third chance to recover.
So it's pretty tough to roll it.
Very hard to capsize.
I like that.
Yeah, you're gonna need it for the conditions we have out there.
So you're in the high-performance boat. You're not going to leave me in your wake, are you?
Nah, don't worry about it, man.
Hey, you guys better get going. The tide's going to change. Do we have to worry about tides out there?
Yeah, we do, Pete. I got something to show you. Let's go.
Have fun at Hellgate. This looks like a street map.
Yeah, it is. It's great for a city circumnavigation. We're here at the South Street Seaport. We're going to pull out, go under the Brooklyn Bridge, and catch a big current up the East River here.
What's a big current?
About 3 or 4 knots.
That's moving along.
Yeah, we're going to need it to get past the Roosevelt Island and through this area called Hell's Gate.
The guy mentioned that. What goes on here?
Oh, it's like a whirlpool. You've got currents coming from 3 different directions. And what happens is the tide splits in 2 different directions right here as well. And what we want to do is make sure that we catch the north-going tide up the Harlem River. About here, if everything's gone right, it's going to be giving us a little kick to make it around the tip and into the Hudson.
And the tide in the Hudson is going this way?
Yep.
Right.
If we're timing it just right. Problem here is could be that we could get some big headwinds. But we want to get through that, catch that tide. It's going to really pick up behind us here again, taking us all the way to the Statue of Liberty.
Now, are we going to finish up here at the statue?
Nope, we can't finish here. We've got to get back to the seaport, so we've got to do about this 2.5 mile crossing back to the seaport. We're done.
And total length?
About 30 miles.
All right. I've never been on an urban adventure quite like this. Any different considerations as far as equipment goes?
Actually, it's pretty similar to your normal sea kayaking day trip. You got your first aid kit, emergency signal kit. You've got the flares, guy markers, whistle. Visibility is really important to us. Brightly colored paddles, life jackets, anything we can have to be as conspicuous as possible out in that heavy traffic out there. Another thing, cellular phone, so you can make your stock connections while we're out there.
No way, you're not bringing that out with us, are you?
Oh, you bet. It's actually more important to us than a VHF radio.
I guess that makes sense. 911, punch it in, and boom.
Emergency vehicles are down through these streets a lot faster than a ship could make it from the Coast Guard.
Great.
And be out there for a long time. You're gonna need plenty of this. You got a lot more room than I do.
Now I see why I'm in this boat.
Exactly. Well, you ready to get on the expressway?
Let's head out.
This is it's a big current we're going into. Actually, we're going with it, about 4 knots. It's going to be quite a kick to begin with.
Tide coming in or going out?
It's going with us, and we're going to be flying when we turn this corner, man. Get ready for the hit.
Hey, you know, there's some pretty big boats out here. What are the rules of the river?
Well, Pete, the typical rules don't apply to us. We're the smallest thing out here. We got to watch out for each other. You're my wingman, and I'm yours.
I hear you. Defensive paddling.
Whoa, look out for that wake. Let's duck into this New York eddy, get out of the current. It's moving real fast.
Man, I tell you, it's ripping out there.
Yeah, but before you think we've got a free ride the whole way, let me tell you something. We got over 30 miles to go. We're gonna need to know something about paddling efficiency.
All right.
All right? See your blades? Asymmetrical shape, nice and long, beautiful cutting shape, all right?
Great.
They're designed for a low angle paddle stroke. Loose and easy in the hands, arms, shoulders, and torso rotation.
Okay.
Like this, okay? Find your rhythm. That's going to be very important to you today.
Great.
Getting a nice rhythm going throughout the day.
Okay.
All right, now if we get in trouble, we got to get out of the way of something real fast.
Right.
My blades are designed more for a power stroke, but you can do it too. Just steepen the angle, dig in a little bit, and power up and go.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go. We got our tools.
All right, let's hit it.
Oh, geez, Pete, we're running a little bit late. We got to get up to Hell's Gate before things start getting real messy up there.
All right, should we pick up the pace a little?
Yeah, we got to pick up the pace. The other thing is, I want to explain a little bit of what we do once we get there. All right? It's going to be a lot of whirlpool action, water going all sorts of different directions. And you're going to have to, the main thing is just don't overreact. Don't dig your paddles in too deep. Keep them out here. Keep it quick. And if Hell's Gate spits you out, just return and start again.
Okay.
All righty?
I'm ready for it.
Let's use those power strokes to get up there. All right? Just about on time. We're a little late. There's some dead space in here with a lot of swirling water around. Take it easy. This is stuff that's really deceptive. It starts pulling you left and right. You're getting a little left on me there. Watch that line right there. Come on, get some power up. Oh, man. You okay? Hey, what's happening over there?
I can't believe I'm swimming in this river.
You capsized, didn't you? Got caught an edge, didn't you? Dug it too deep. Let me get to you. We'll get this thing up and get you in it in no time, all right? First of all, you just reach over the middle of the boat and flip it back over.
Hang on to that.
Okay. Good. Yep. You come up behind it like a horse. Okay, you can do that. That'll work. All right. You got the pump in there?
Uh-huh.
You don't need it. Here. Okay. Button yourself up. Okay. So remember what I told you about digging in real deep?
I hear you.
Yeah. Whoa, this is where you went over, isn't it? Jeez. Yeah, it's really kicking through here. Come out this way, Pete. Come to me. It'll take some work. Get over this way. All the way through. This is your clearance back here. Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about those boats is they allow you to jump right back in if you get capsized. Seem to work out pretty well for you. Gotta watch it. You're in the whirlpool zone now, man. Do not get the bow pointing that way. No way. Towards me. Right at me. Good. You're almost through. Beautiful. Woo! Work it. Power strokes, power strokes. Whoa.
Right.
Just out of the spin cycle, huh?
Yeah, I certainly didn't plan on getting that up close and personal with the river.
Yeah, well, here's a good place to tuck in.
Great, I could use a break.
Let's park it under this sumac tree over here, huh?
How about lunch? You getting hungry?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. That was a lot of effort. It's been a long run here.
This is a nice little break in here.
Yeah, it's Mill Rock. It's part of the park system here in New York. Believe it or not, over 100 years ago, pirates used to come here and hang out.
Really?
Yeah.
Great view from up here.
Hey, come on, Pete. Get down out of that tree. Quit monkeying around.
All right.
We got to keep up with these tides.
Okay, okay.
I still got half a sandwich for you here. I made it myself.
Are your shoulders stiff?
They always get a little bit stiff, but I usually know how to prevent that. This one works real well. It's called a figure 4 stretch. Takes care of the upper back, hips. Really gets you loosened up for kayaking specifically. Another thing, engage more of your whole body in the stroke the next time. Use your legs against those foot pegs and push off with the legs, drive through with the torso. Then it converts to the arms and finally to the hands, like so. Yeah, looking good.
More of a rhythm.
More of a torso rotation driven off the legs, just like a good boxer or baseball player or anybody else. It comes out of the legs first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sounds good, right? How do you like that sandwich?
What is this, tofu?
Yeah.
Tell you what, why don't you grab that cell phone, make a little call, order us a pizza, and we'll pick it up ahead. Hey, what's all this about?
This is a race around Manhattan, I think. Hey, John.
Hey,
I finally caught up with you, man. Hey, these guys are unbelievable. This is John.
Yeah.
This is Peter, friend of mine.
How you doing?
Peter,
Hey,
around Manhattan with us.
So welcome
to the Manhattan Marathon Swim.
These guys swim the whole length around the island?
Absolutely. It's 28.5 miles.
Wow, and what, how many hours? How long does it take them?
Well, it's going to probably take, let's say Gail Rice did it just over 8 hours last year.
Woo!
So we'll see if we can break some records today.
And so for 8 or 9, 10 hours, do they eat?
Yes, about every half hour. You'll see the training boat. We're going to do a stop. They cannot touch any kayak or power boat.
Uh-huh.
And they'll do a little feeding. So he'll drink some liquid. Actually, my friend here, Doug Gallagher, is eating baby food.
Baby food.
Cup is pulled up. Moving on. That's his dad, the coach, who was the first man who swam around and started this whole race.
That's great. How long has it been going on?
This is 1982, I believe.
Unbelievable.
About 15 years then.
Yep.
Boy, Eric, I thought what we were doing was tough.
We're outpacing Doug a little bit.
Hey, have a good race, you guys.
Hey, great meeting you. Enjoy your paddle around Manhattan now.
All right. Hey, Yankee Stadium.
You bet. The house that Ruth built.
What do you say? Should we pull in and catch a quick game?
And also get a couple of those hot dogs. What do you think?
Hey, you didn't tell me there was a faster way to get around this island.
Yep, the Circle Line goes around many times a day, but if you're getting a little weary there, we can always collapse your boat and put you in a cab, go home.
Did I say I was getting tired?
You're looking a little weary there, mate.
All right, the Hudson.
Open water, check it out.
Whew.
Beautiful, huh? Southernmost fjord in the world.
Really?
Yep, northern hemisphere anyway.
Boy, I tell you, we hit the tide just right, huh?
Yeah, it's kicking us right south. Check this out. This time of the year, we get these southerlies right in our face.
Yeah, boy, it's great we got the current going with us, though, huh?
Yeah, but the current starts hitting the wind, and then you get these big, steep waves. It's very tough. We'll probably be fighting this for at least an hour or two.
Look at how small that lighthouse looks compared to the bridge.
Yeah, that lighthouse was saved by a story.
Oh, yeah? What's the story?
It's called the Little Red Lighthouse and the Great Gray Bridge. Back in the 1950s, they wanted to tear that thing down, and kids wrote hundreds of letters to the city saying, don't tear it down, based on the feelings that they got from that story.
Well, that's pretty cool. They got together and saved it.
Yeah, now it's protected by the park system. Here we go, right over here.
Hey, down there, did you guys order a pizza?
Pizza? You serious? Did you phone that in?
You bet I did. In New York, your wish is my command.
Excellent.
Santa. Oh, man.
It's okay, it's okay.
What kind of a pizza delivery guy is
What's
this?
that all about?
$1.50 off.
Here, what do
I
you
don't
got?
think so. $2 off.
He'll pay you.
Free Coke. Yeah.
Excellent.
Check out this. Aircraft carrier, Intrepid.
Big
World War
warship.
II. Yeah, big World War II carrier. There's an SR-71 up there, fastest airplane made. Back in World War II, the Australian Z-Force Commandos used folding kayaks similar to these and sank thousands of tons of Japanese shipping in Singapore Harbor.
How?
They used limpet mines that they put at the end of their paddles, put them underneath the hulls of the ship, about 5 feet underneath, set the charge for about 5 or 6 hours, disappeared, and kaboom.
Wild.
Yeah,
Kind of a David and Goliath story, huh?
one of the most daring commando missions of all time. Well, we've come to my home base here, Pete. The Chelsea Pier Sports and Entertainment Complex. 5 years ago, this was nothing but a bunch of dilapidated piers. And this is just an example of how this waterfront is just changing and changing and changing.
Hey, what's up with these guys?
That's a memorial to sailors lost at sea. It was donated to the Merchant Marine Academy.
The guy looks like he's in a world of hurt.
Yeah, he's in big trouble.
What happens at high tide?
I think he drowns. Well, how are you feeling, Pete? We got a long crossing to make, man.
I'm feeling a little bit, but hey, I'm not gonna miss the Statue of Liberty.
Well, she's an open water crossing. Things can get weird out there, man.
What do you mean, weird?
Well, distances get skewed. Boats move a lot faster than you think, particularly boats like this one. And no more wake riding on this crossing. The vortex that's formed behind these big ships can suck you right in, spit you right out. Not a good sign.
Okay, any other considerations?
Mainly just keep our eyes open, even more so than before. You gotta be my wingman again. Ready?
You cover me, I'll cover you.
Let's launch.
I've always wanted to visit the Statue of Liberty, but I didn't think I'd be kayaking there in a boat. This is certainly a unique way to sightsee around Manhattan Island, and more New Yorkers are realizing there's a great recreational resource beyond the crowded city streets. One thing I've learned on this trip is to go with the flow. Currents are starting to shift, so Eric and I are going to ride the tide back to Manhattan Island. But we'll see you on the next Trailside.
Available now, the complete series of Trailside illustrated guides, hiking and backpacking, bicycling, kayaking, cross-country skiing, and fly fishing. To purchase, call 1-800-TRAILSIDE, 1-800-872-4574.
Get step-by-step advice for professional-looking results with Home Time next on Channel 17.
Those first few steps on solid land gotta feel good.
A little bit weird.